Who is Hyeong-seok and what magical transformation has just changed his life? Let's find out in episode 1 of Lookism. How's it? I'm Evie and welcome to After the Episode. On this channel, you'll explore unforgettable Korean dramas and anime. The epic action, wild twists, and moving moments. Let's tuck in. We meet Hyeong-seok waking up disoriented in his room. The ceiling seems lower than usual, and so does the sink. When he looks up to see his reflection in the mirror, he's stunned to see a stranger looking back at him instead. 2 weeks earlier, we find Hyeong-seok being relentlessly bullied by 3 students in the school bathroom. They take his money, body shame him, and rough him up. They let him know that he'll always be a loser, and he, unfortunately, believes it. A demoralized Hyeong-seok is now at home preparing a meal and humming to himself. His mother remarks how beautiful his voice is and that he could be a singer, but Hyeong-seok scoffs at the compliment. His mother takes over preparing the meal and apologizes for making him wait so long. Instead of thanking his mother for an objectively delicious-looking meal, he scolds her for adding eggs, blaming them for his weight. She apologizes again and promises not to add them the next time. As he's eating, his mouth aches from when the bullies roughed him up and decides to tell his mother that he wants to transfer schools. When she asks him why, he says it's because everyone at school is smarter than him, so getting good grades is difficult. His mother tries to reason with him. It took her a while to find a place with cheap rent, and besides, he'll lose contact with his school friends. He begins to yell at her that friends won't help him if he can't get good grades, and anyway, it's not his fault that they're poor. He's so angry that he punches a hole in the wall and asks her what she's ever really done for him and stomps off to his bedroom, slamming the door. Hyeong-seok is clearly in a lot of emotional pain, and he's taking it out on the one person who cares about him deeply, his mother. Back at school, Hyeong-seok is being bullied again. During gym class, while the teacher is away, the boys take bets on who can aim the football at his head. One boy succeeds, and the other is angry for missing, so Hyeong-seok offers to pay him for the bet instead. The boy roughs him up repeatedly as the other students look on. No one sets in to stop the bullying. They only wonder why Hyeong-seok is such a loser. The only person to come to his aid is his mother, who yells at the bullies. Not only do the bullies not take it seriously, but the other students also begin to gossip that he's a loser who calls on his mother. At this, Hyeong-seok finally snaps and cusses her out for embarrassing him. Even the other students are shocked at his behavior towards his mother and thinks he's even more of a loser. He apologizes, not to his mother, but to the bully. When Hyeong-seok returns home later, he finds his mother waiting for him, wanting to talk. Before he can begin apologizing, she lets him know that the reason she was at the school was to talk about the options available for him to transfer. She won't be able to join him because of work, but she'll send him some money. She worries whether he'll be all right, and she smiles kindly as she gets up to prepare dinner. Hyeong-seok cries silently, probably in relief at not having to go back to school, but also in shame at his horrible behavior towards his mother. Sometime later, Hyeong-seok moves into his new apartment. It may be in a poor neighborhood, but he's glad he gets some exercise. He's excited for his new start and heads into town to buy some things for his new place. The city center is bustling, and he marvels at how stylish everyone there is. As he's gazing up in wonder, he bumps into a girl named Min-jin. He apologizes in fear, and he's surprised when she apologizes to him as well. Since he's in his brand new life, he decides to be more confident and strikes up a conversation with her. He's a little awkward, and she's a little uncomfortable. Her friend, Jin-seung, arrives, and she tries to hurry off with him, but Jin-seung takes issue with Hyeong-seok's continuous grinning. Min-jin tells him that they accidentally bumped into each other and to let it go. When Jin-seung sees Hyeong-seok balling his fist, he takes it as a threat. Hyeong-seok insists that this is all a misunderstanding and offers to take them all for coffee, but Jin-seung roughs him up instead. A crowd gathers to take pictures while Minjin keeps telling him to stop the attack. I like Minjin. At least she knows that bullying is wrong and is the only person so far, apart from Hyeong-seok's mother, who takes a stand against it. The attack on Hyeong-seok has been uploaded online and everyone makes fun of him. He sits at home in tears, doom-scrolling the nasty comments on his video, which say his life is ruined and shouldn't go to school because it's so embarrassing. Alone in his room, he cries himself to sleep. A few hours later, he wakes up groggily, wondering why the ceiling and sink are so low. He looks into his bathroom mirror and is amazed to see a handsome stranger. He looks back at his room and sees himself sleep on the floor. He tries to wake up his sleeping self and succeeds, only to find that his handsome self is now asleep. He wakes up his handsome self and they switch again. He's understandably freaking out and is about to call the hospital when he remembers the video and all the mocking words of his bullies, and he decides right then and there that his new body he can change. The next day, handsome Hyeong-seok arrives at his new school and he immediately causes a stir. People begin to speculate that he's an athlete or a celebrity. Everyone thinks he's gorgeous. In his fashion and design class, the teacher introduces him as the new transfer student, and everyone is blown away by his beauty. It turns out that his classmates are the students he met earlier in the city center, Minjin and Jinsung. How will Hyeong-seok navigate his new life in his new body, and will anyone discover his secret? We'll see in my next recap video on episode 2, so check it out. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.